whole thing is outrageous. And I don't say that critically. I say that just from a fascinated situation. So first off, let's just acknowledge this is a one-off moment in the history of the league. We've never seen a player ever say the following things: I don't care about money. I don't care about my family. He doesn't even really that much apparently care about the city, because he doesn't seem like he's going to live in Philadelphia full time. Seems like he's going to live at least part time in New York. So this is I don't even know how to frame it, because it's really, truly unbelievable. Also, as you talk around the league and take a look at this, it sort of feels like a room with a bunch of gorgeous couches in it. All of these players are very, very talented, but the fit isn't quite right. And you also have LeBron being recruited by some of the players. Joel Embiid, multiple conversations. Tyrese Maxey, multiple conversations. Nick Nurse, the coach, represented by Clutch Sports, these multiple conversations. And then this incredible outlier of Jaylen Brown coming in as well, who only spoke with Rich Paul, his agent, before this. So this whole thing is one giant, incredible set of circumstances. And if it
early on in the offseason looked like the favorite, but my understanding is Shedeur had a really good finish to the offseason program, and so it goes into training camp as a competition. They want to see more from both guys. Tim's point is correct. Todd Monken has waited a long time to be a head coach. He's not going to want to say, we're going to throw in the towel this year and get the quarterback next year. If Deshaun Watson gives him the best chance to win games, he's probably going to play him. But to Dan O's point, that's not the right call for the future of the franchise.
Correct.
What would Deshaun Watson have to do to convince the Browns to re-sign him after this year?
Yeah.
Like, inconceivable. 17-0 in the Super Bowl, and then we can talk about it. So they need to find out what they have in Shedeur Sanders. I think at some point this season they will. But, yeah, you have a new coach there who's going to want to win games. If Deshaun Watson is healthy and outplaying Shedeur in training camp, that's the way they're going to go.
Cleveland word in Baltimore this year. I correlate this a little bit to Chicago last year. So Declan Doyle comes over as the new offensive coordinator for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Two-time MVP, one of the great players of this last generation. It's a very different offense that he's been accustomed to. And if you think about Caleb last year in Chicago, September and October, not a good offense. Bottom 10 in the NFL. November, December, became a top 5 offense in the NFL. It's just going to take time. This is Lamar Jackson, a new interior offensive line, 2 young new receivers on the perimeter, only real one tight end that he's got a history with. I just think waiting to see what this unit looks like in November is going to be much more reliable declaration of who they are rather than the first month of the season.
All right, we'll pay something off here. Dan Orlovsky had this bet with Taylor Lewan about the national championship game in basketball. Michigan beat his beloved UConn Huskies, and so Dan today is paying off stage 1 of the wager. That's
a tough shot. This is a homemade earring. Shout out to Julie Siegel. Supposed to wear it every day or every show that I'm on for a month. I'm going to try to make an addendum on it, but here you go, Taylor.
Well, you can wear it for 10 seconds on each show that you appear on.
You said
No, I'm just saying. So you just pop that thing on for a few minutes on NFL Live and First Take, and away you go.
That's not an earring. That's a Christmas tree ornament.
I actually think it's a pretty good look. You might want to consider that.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Taylor
Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Let's start there. Again, it's one of the most personal rivalries in the WWE.
It goes back a generation. They were brothers. They were in the Shield together. There was betrayal. But those scars are so far in the past now. Whenever they've gone at it, you always talk about their fractured past. That's not what this is. This is about the now, and this is about legacy. This is about which man will control the industry currently and shape it for the next few years. It is critical to how they will be remembered when we reflect on their careers. I'm really looking forward to seeing that on Sunday.
And I understand why you say that, and I understand the Warriors fans are disappointed. They had a terrible end of the season with Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody going down for huge injuries. Then they tried to get in on the Giannis sweepstakes. They tried to get in on the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes. They tried to get LeBron James, and I can understand why there's frustration that they haven't been able to do that. And they absolutely are not championship contenders right now. I agree with that. But Steph Curry has said he wants to play multiple more years. And the Warriors have a lot of draft pick equity, and they have a lot of flexibility financially going forward. So if you want to write them off and say that they're done, go ahead and do that. No one's going to stop you. But I would just say 7 or 8 weeks ago, you thought the 76ers were not going to do anything this season, and watch what happens. So let's just see what happens with Steph Curry over this next 18 months.
This is the best division in football, and Micah Parsons is the best player in the best division in football. When he comes back, he will change the entire gravity of the division. I don't think, ironically, the Bears have enough pass rush to compete in this division from the NFC standpoint. Give me the Packers in this division.
What do you think of the Packers, Hawk?
I think they could survive without Micah Parsons. I think they had a plan for it. I mean, nobody wants to not have your everything pass rusher. But if they can split at least the 4 games plus that he'll miss, they'll be able to stay in it. But to your point, I mean, this is a very competitive division, and I'm not kidding when I say the Lions have as much talent as any team in that division. I would say the same thing about the Bears and as well as the Packers. And if you even look at the Vikings
with
if Kyler Murray comes in there for a team that just had won 15 games themselves and can match Sam Darnold or close to, then they're a contender. So it remains to be seen.
Well, when I watch Caitlin Clark play, she's self-described as so passionate and competitive about the game. And I was the same way, and I got teed up a lot. I'm talking about one time I fouled out in the first half of a game. And as much as you want to use that to your advantage to fire yourself up and fire your teammates up, I mean, after the 8th game, once you get a technical, once you get that, you're out of the game for the next play and the next game. We see how well the Fever are playing right now. Over 100 points the last 3 games. Things are flowing. She's getting into her assist bag, the scoring bag. Kelsey Mitchell is playing phenomenal basketball right now. So you want to do everything you can. If I'm Caitlin Clark, if I'm her teammates, the coaching staff, I mean, the Fever base and the Fever fans want to see her in the game. So use that fuel and use it somewhere else on defense or hit a huge 3.
She's averaging almost 30 points a game during that 3-game win streak that Indiana is on. When you look at her game, take the technicals and everything else out of it, how is she playing right now? How does she look to you right now?
This is the Caitlin Clark that we love to watch, right? I mean, what I find interesting is they've won, I think 7 or 8 of their last 9 games. And you look at what Caitlin Clark has done, her minutes are actually the high 20s, 25, 28, 29 minutes a game. So she's not having to exert herself over 30 minutes. We know she's dealt with nagging back issues, but now she looks comfortable in her body. She looks comfortable in her rhythm, her shot, and she's dishing out the ball. And I think that, to me, is one of the most dangerous aspects of her game.
All right, well, All-Star Weekend beginning tonight. What is the thing you're most looking forward to watching in this weekend's festivities?
Well, we're going to taste of some of the style that the players are bringing. I mean, the orange carpet is just unique. The Stud Buds have been doing their thing. They've been streaming out all the best parts of the weekend so far. But tonight we have the 3-point shooting contest, and I can't wait to see AZ Fudd, Marina Mabry line it up. I mean, Chef's always got something special for us here, especially in the city of Chicago.
And Tim, you look at the Seahawks. Do you expect them to still be the biggest obstacle the Rams face?
Probably so. Look, when you look at Seattle, they are just so athletic and fast and long on the defensive side of the ball. John Schneider's done an amazing job with the talent there. And then they're going to be coached really well on that side of the ball. I do think some of the disrespect in terms of, how Seattle is viewed is, probably some of the, disbelief in Sam Darnold, which I think is really, unfair to Darnold because he's been good multiple places, playing for multiple coordinators and play callers and that type of thing. So I think that, some of that is Clint Kubiak leaving and, what will they look like on offense? I think they'll be very similar. And then I think a lot of it depends on Jadarian Price. If he can play as well as they probably think he can play, because I believe he'll be their week 1 starter. Seattle's going to be a really good football team. And it'll be a battle between, the Rams and Seahawks.